Good morning, little fish. Do you remember just before half term we had a one-day whole school learning experience? It was the day that you came to school bending the rules and wearing clothes that you chose to wear, maybe with your fingernails painted and your hair dyed. That was the day that we spent some time in school talking about school rules. And we started off our day looking at this lovely picture book by Simon Phillips called You Must Bring a Hat. And this story centred around this little boy standing in the middle at the bottom there, looking a little bit confused and bewildered because he couldn't make sense of all the rules that were coming his way. And we started that day in school because we know it's really important that we all have the same rules that we're working by. That's what keeps us safe and happy in school and out of school. One of the things that we asked you to do during that day was to think about which rules you thought we should have in school. And you came up with all sorts of really fabulous ideas that were incredibly interesting. But what we realised by lunchtime was that we had so many rules, some of which we don't even need to say out loud, and Penguin's class beautifully described those as being silent rules. Things like wearing your school uniform to school. We don't talk about that as being a school rule, it just happens. It's a silent rule, we know about it. We knew by lunchtime that we were going to really struggle to remember all of the rules that you came up with. So we then challenged you after lunchtime to come up with just 3 or 4 words from each classroom that would cover all of those rules. And that was a really tricky job. You did so well, and at the end of that afternoon you came together on Zoom to share the words that you'd come up with. And I had 2 wonderful volunteers who supported me in gathering all of those words together. We put them up in my office. I've got a picture of those words here. Can you see them? I'm just going to give you a little moment to have a look at some of those words. We've got the word ready that crops up a couple of times, and in that we've got the word responsibility and being prepared and alert and ready to learn. We've got helpful and caring, safe, being aware of what's going on around us, kindness. Lots of you thought that kindness was really, really important. And alongside kindness, we've got the need to be polite and respectful and to take care. Let's do a little quiz. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to try and remember as many of those words as you can. On your marks, get set, go. Okay, I've taken the words away, and what I'd like you to do in a moment is see how many of those words you can remember, maybe with a partner. I'm going to ask you to pause the film here and see how you get on. I wonder how that went. Now, some of you might have better memories than me, but I know I can't remember all of those wonderful ideas. And so when we came to the end of our special day, we knew that we were going to have to go away and do some more careful thinking. And so as a result of that, we met as a team of staff one day after school, and then we met with every single member of staff in school to talk about how we were going to take that amazing collection of words forward and how we were going to help you to remember them. So, little fish, we have come up with 3 words to help you to remember all of our school rules, and I'm just going to share those 3 words with you in the next few minutes. I'm also going to give you a little bit of time to talk in your classroom about what those words might be referring to. Okay, so the first of our words is ready. Are you ready? Now, what sort of things do you think your class teacher might be talking about if they say to you at the beginning of the day or the beginning of a lesson, "Are you ready?" Pause the film and have a moment to chat about that with some of your classmates. I'd love to hear some of the ideas that you've come up with. Here are some of mine. So when I hear the words, "Are you ready?" I think I might be thinking, have I got everything I need to be ready for coming to school? Have I got my uniform? Have I got my PE kit? Have I got my pencil case? Have I got my reading book? Have I got my reading sketchbook? Have I got the things that I need to be ready to learn when I get to school? I might also think, if I'm ready to learn, have I done some of the really sensible things that would help me to be a good learner? Have I had a good night's sleep? Have I done my home learning? Have I read my reading book to somebody at home? Have I had my breakfast? Am I ready for school? And I might also think, am I ready by being ready to listen? Am I sitting somewhere that's a sensible choice for me? Somewhere that I know I'm not going to be distracted? Am I being attentive? Are my eyes where I need them to be? Are my hands where I need them to be? Am I ready to learn? So the first of our words is ready. Okay, the next word we're going to have is respectful. Now I'm going to give you a moment again to talk about that in your class. What sorts of things might we be talking about? If somebody says, "Are we being respectful?" Pause the film and have a chat. Okay, again, I had to think about that word and what that might mean to me. This is just a few of my ideas. So my first question is, how can we show respect not only to our classmates, not only to all of the adults and staff who come to our school, but also to our school itself, the equipment, the building, the things that we use to help us learn. I thought about showing respect by listening carefully. We've got that lovely page in our book, Only One You, where it talks about standing out when you have the chance and fitting in when you need to. There are lots of occasions when that's the case in the classroom. Showing respect by using good manners, pleases and thank yous, holding the door open for classmates or adults, making sure that we are polite to those people around us. And then it's about taking care of each other and objects. And that's where that word kind that so many of you came up with was so important. So it's about showing kindness towards one another and towards the school that we're lucky enough to come to. Okay, our final word then is the word safe. So important when we are in school that we feel safe all of the time. We know that we can only learn if we feel safe. So what sorts of things might that include? Pause the film and have a conversation with those people around you. Okay, so my thoughts around the word safety are around how we can keep ourselves physically safe. So that would include keeping our hands and our feet to ourselves, being really careful about how we use our bodies around school, making sure that we follow the instructions that we've been given. So we have, don't we, instructions about how we use our shelter building equipment. For example, we know that our shelter building equipment is not there to climb. So one of our instructions around using the shelter building equipment is that our feet should always be on the ground, and that is one of the ways that we stay safe. We have different rules in different settings, maybe when we're out at forest school or on a school trip, when we're moving around school. Especially at the moment, we have lots of extra things in place, don't we, to keep us safe. And then we've got safety, where we think about the impact that our actions have either on ourselves or on each other. One of the things our teaching team talked about as staying safe in the classroom was things like not swinging on chairs or not dropping equipment on the floor that somebody's going to trip over. Those are ways that we can also keep ourselves safe. So, little fish, I wonder how you feel about those 3 words. Here they are: ready, respectful, safe. The adults in school think those 3 words cover all of the things, all of the ideas that you came up with. Sorry, I'm just scooting back through those slides. So here were your ideas, and we think that all of your ideas, your brilliant ideas, fit into those 3 words really well. Are you ready to learn? You can see there that that would be the same as being prepared, being alert, being committed to our learning. Are we safe? You can see there we've got the words helpful and caring, being aware of what's going on around us to stay safe. And then our final word, respectful. That covers being polite, being kind, being careful, and of course being respectful itself. So I'm going to zoom back through those slides again. Prepare yourselves for a whistle-stop tour. There we go. Whoa. So in conclusion, our 3 rules at Fishbourne Primary School, starting from now, especially when we come back in September, are going to be ready, respectful, and safe. I have already heard children using these words in your classrooms. I have seen them up in some children's classrooms too, because we thought it would be really helpful for you to start thinking about those words already. When we come back in September, we will be talking about these words during our assembly time, and we will be thinking about what we will see if we see children and adults around school who are ready, respectful and safe in all they do. I would love to hear your feedback. So teachers, if you have time when you've pressed stop on this film, it would be lovely to hear how the children feel about our words ready, respectful and safe. Children, if you've got any reflections on those words, I've got an idea. Why don't you write down your reflection and pop it in our Sophie Hen postbox in Key Stage 2, and if you're in Key Stage 1, you could ask your teachers to post them in that postbox there for us. What do you think about our 3 new words? Do you like them? Do you think there's anything missing? We'd love to have your feedback, and we will come back to these words again when we come back to school in the autumn term. But for now, little fish, why not try out being ready, respectful and safe in all you do when you are in school. Take care, little fish. See you soon.